All right, guys, so this is the second half of this foldable. So you should have already watched the area of a circle video. And if you haven't, please go back and watch that before you watch this. All right, so here we're going to be finding the sectors of circles. We're going to be finding areas of those. And this is very similar to arc length that we did. So first of all, what is a sector of a circle? A sector of a circle, think of it as like a piece of a pie. Okay, it's a region bound by two radii in their intercepted arcs. So it's just a piece of the circle. Okay, and we can find the area of the circle right here. Okay, so notice, just like we did with the arc length, all we're doing is we're taking the proportion or the ratio of the circle and we're multiplying it by the entire area of the circle. All right, so let's look at this example. Okay, it says find the area of the sector ABC, so the shaded one, if it's intercepted arc with a measure of 40 degrees, so this arc is 40 degrees, and the radius of the circle is 8 centimeters. Okay, so the area of the sector is the arc measure divided by 360, that's how you find the ratio, times pi r squared. Okay, well, the arc measure, guys, is 40, so that'll go in here. The radius is 8, which will go in there. Okay, so the area of the sector equals 40 over 360 times pi times 8 squared. Okay, so 40 over 360 is just 1/9 times 64 pi. And if you can put that over 1 if you'd like. If I put those together, that's 64 pi over 9. Okay, so if I wanted exact answer, this would be my exact answer. That doesn't simplify anymore. If I wanted a rounded answer, I'd put 64 pi over 9 in my calculator, and I would get roughly 22.34. That would be rounded. Okay, and don't be like me. Forget the labels. That would be centimeters squared, and that would be centimeters squared as well. All right, I want you to go ahead and do this one on your own. Use the one we just did as an example, and I want you to go ahead and find both the exact answer and the rounded answer. All right, so you should have set it up. The arc measure is 66 over 360 times pi times the radius, which is 15 squared. Okay, so 66 over 360 reduces to 11 over 60. And then when I multiply the 225 by 11, I get 2475 over 60. And if I reduce that, if I plug that into my calculator, guys, that's just 41.25. Okay, so your exact answer would be 41.25 pi. Or if you plug it in to your calculator and get the rounded answer, you'd get 129.6. All right, so let's look at example 3 now. And in this one, we want to find the measure of the central angle. Okay, if the area of the sector is 12 pi. Okay, so I'm going to use the same formula, area of sector equals central angle, or arc measure, it's the same thing, over 360 times pi r squared. Okay, well I know my area of a sector is 12 pi, so I'm going to plug that in here. So 12 pi is going to equal, by central angle is what I'm looking for, over 360 times pi times my radius is 6. Okay, so if I reduce this a little or clean it up some, 12 pi equals x over 360 times 36 pi. Okay, so First thing I'm going to do is multiply both sides by 360. So 360 times 12, that would be 4320 pi equals, those canceled each other out, 36 times pi times x. Okay, now if I divide 36 times pi and divide 36 times pi, guys, pi over pi cancels out. 4320 divided by 36 is just 120. So I get 120 equals x. So my central angle, let me show you what a central angle is. This is my central angle, is right there, is 120. But we know that that's also the same as our intercepted arc, which is 120. So x is 120 degrees. All right, let's do this last one. Okay, so the area of the sector is equal to the arc measure over 360 times pi r squared. All right, here we're trying to find the area of the circle. If the area of a 40-degree sector, so that's right there, of the circle is 34 meters squared. So that would go right there. Okay, I'm going to actually change this, guys, this formula here, to area of the sector equals arc measure over 360. And rather than putting times pi r squared, I'm just going to put times the area. Okay, because that's the formula for the area of the circle. Okay, now I'm going to plug things in. So my arc, or the area of the sector, is 34. So 34 equals, my arc measure is 40 times area. Okay, well guys, 40 over 360 is just 1/9. So to undo a 1/9, you're going to want to multiply it by 9 on both sides. And 34 times 9 gives me 306 equals the area. And because it is the area, it'd be 306 meters squared.